Everybody. My name is Donna and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television, radio, and podcast talk show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern time zone as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us another way. We're brand new back to Alabama again, and that's on Charter Spectrum, and that's channel 182 on that particular avenue. Then you can also find us on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Then don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. You can find us that way as well. All the social media sites, we got it all going on. If it's social media, you find us. And we appreciate those as well. Continue sending email. I get a thrill out of it. Donna at donnasedge.com. Donna at donnasedge.com. I've got Kyle with me right now, and he's with Ephesians Pro Wrestling, and I'm always looking forward to talking with you, Kyle. So many great things that you guys are doing, and you're reaching people, you're reaching the unchurched, and whether they need to find Jesus or maybe they're just kind of like, I'm kind of tired of going to church. You're reaching those folks. I happen to be one of them. So let's talk about that a little bit. What's the ministry about?
So we're a professional wrestling ministry. We use our God-given gift of professional wrestling to also share the gospel of Jesus at our shows. And it's kind of a unique ministry. Like you said, somebody will never go to church. They may love wrestling. They go to a wrestling show, and then they hear about Jesus or just take the opportunity to open their heart just a little bit. And then we have an avenue then to at least plant a seed and see where it goes from there. We have no control over how seeds grow. God does, but he told us to plant them, and so we just plant them where we can and hope that that person's been willing to open their heart enough to respond to it.
And to add to that, there have been so many times in my life I was about to make a dumb mistake. I mean, just really stupid. And somebody would just come at the right time and just say the right thing that would avoid me doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do that just about every day I wake up. And I think we all do. But I think the thing that I know I experienced was, I don't know, this is it just kind of hit me, but it's almost like when you're running, he's going to chase you a little harder. Mm-hmm. And he's going to find you. He's going to meet you where he needs to meet you versus where maybe you may need him. He's going to meet you where he needs you to be. Mm-hmm. So
I think so too. And sometimes it can be just a chance meeting at a grocery store. Some ladies, and that's happened so many times. A lady would just walk up to me, just say the right thing. Yep. And then another thing with me, sometimes I don't get it then. Sometimes it takes a house to fall on me, but there's still hope for people like me. Because I can remember something from years ago, and it's like, wait a minute, I remember when that lady walked up to me and said such and such and such. So sometimes when you're planting the seeds, and I'm going to use gardening because I'm an avid gardener, Auburn University, War Eagle, thanks for that. But sometimes when you plant a seed like your tomato seeds, you're going ahead and plant them. Man, those things are going to start sprouting up right then. But sometimes pepper seeds need a little time to kind of mull it over in their minds before they start coming up. And just when you think, well, I guess I'll have to replant because those seeds aren't coming up, poof, one day they come up. I mean, so, folks are different. We react to things a little different.
That's right. And the key to it, in my opinion, is don't be pushy. We had this conversation this weekend at our show. Come as you are, and then just be open hearted. Just allow things to happen. We're not forcing you into anything. And so that, we have two aspects to this, really. It's ministering at our shows, of course, but it's also ministering in our locker room. So we have a core group of guys, but we also bring in talent from all over, and not just Texas, but all over. We had a girl from Mississippi this weekend wrestle with us, and it's giving those people an avenue in ministering to them, because a lot of the people that we bring in, they're not necessarily from a Christian background. They see it as a booking, which is okay. But when you come into it open hearted, we're not going to shove anything down your throat, but we want you to at least take an opportunity to at least listen to us.
I've been to a lot of churches, like, just when we move into an area, we did the same thing in Charlotte when we were living there, Charlotte, North Carolina. And some places just like open arms. I mean, they just like, they're so glad to see you. And then you can't be with some, they're just kind of like, well, maybe my four and no more. We really don't want anybody else in. They kind of have that attitude. But you guys are welcoming everybody. And that's whether it's the entertainers or whether it's, coming to see the show. And I just think it's remarkable.
Yes. And another thing, like with our shows, before we have a show, we obviously have a call time, so the talent gets there early. We go over the show, we talk about those things, and every show. So we go through our show meeting, and then we spend some time in worship. So we play some music, we pray, we kind of worship, get our minds right. And so it's another thing that I kind of keep an eye on the people that maybe it's their first time and just see their comfort level, and you can see some of them that are uneasy, but then you bring them back, and the next couple times they're kind of into it, so they get it. As a ministry, we're pushing it out several times in one day, because we pray before matches. But so the locker room ministry is a big deal as well as outside with the fans.
Oh, yeah. Remarkable. Another thing, I wanted to bring this up. My son loved wrestling when he was a kid, and he still does. And so he had all the Hulk Hogan, the figurines and all those kinds of stuff. And he used to play with those. And there were some shows, though, that I felt were just not apple pie enough for him. You know what I mean? When he was younger. But what you guys have to offer is a cleaner version. And I like that.
Very much so. And it's a very clean version. Even some of your professional wrestling independent promotions that are family friendly, they always, I don't know, and family friendly today is much different than when I was a kid. So to me, family friendly is not going, and I've seen it more online at different promotions, but these kids sitting on the front row giving the guy the middle finger and stuff, like, I don't get it. And there's a lot of that out there. And even adults, even the wrestlers, like I see wrestlers in the ring giving promos a lot, and they're always using cuss words, and it's, do those words slip out of my mouth? Yes. So I don't want to make this sound hypocritical. Okay. But there was a time in my life where I think every other word was a cuss word. And now where I'm at, I had no idea how ignorant I sounded.
Yeah, I get you.
And so when you're up in a ring and you have 10, 50, 100, 200, 300, just depends on where you're wrestling, and you're trying to tell a promo or a story, there's no need to have the F word or really any cuss words. We relay the same messages without a cuss word at all. We have bad guys. We have good guys. Our fans are rowdy. They know the bad guys. They know the good guys. But there's none of that. I mean, it's so awkward to hear that at one of our shows. A couple shows ago, we were running a story, and I think it was my partner was missing. And I'm standing in the ring, and I hear some fan yell as loud as they can, "Where the F is Omega?" And everybody, like even the ref, came over to me, but we instantly knew that was the guy's first time.
He just didn't.
Yeah. And so they said, what do we want to do about it? I said, we're not going to do anything about it right now. If it continues and he becomes an issue, we're going to stop it. But otherwise, at the end of the show, when he realized that we were preaching the gospel, that's the time that God can say, hey, this wasn't the best place for that, without us having to make him feel that, So anyways, it's those crazy things that I know I got off track there a little bit, but your family fun and your family friendly stuff that's out there today is not family friendly.
Well, what they'll say is like a show or a TV show, anything like that. They'll say, oh, this is a family friendly show. Well, it'll be there for dad, what dad fantasizes about. So, he gets his fantasies. The mother gets hers. She can be the desperate housewife. And the kids are just kind of left somewhere in between. It doesn't seem very family friendly to me. And
right.
I was careful of my son, what he saw on television. And now when they go out on their own, whatever. But I really believe that whatever you instill in a child, they'll drift a little bit. I did.
Sure.
But come back. They'll always come back when they see not so cool, because kids follow what they think is the coolest. You want to be the coolest in class, and even adults do that. It's not only kids, but I know 70-year-olds who've done that. but I'm just saying they'll take it as a cool thing, and it's really not. You're chasing something silly. I know because I've done it.
Yeah, it was over a year ago now, but we're walking in the parking lot at Walmart, and I'm with my son, so I always love to use examples. And we're walking in this parking lot. There's a group of teenagers behind us, and every word out of their mouth is an F word and whatever. And I said, "Hey, do you hear that?" He goes, "Yes, sir." I said, "What does it sound like?" He said, "They're pretty stupid." I said, "Remember that when you're out there and you think the cool thing to do is walk through the parking lot throwing every cuss word you can out. They sound stupid, they do." But I don't know. PG-13 in my day is more, or I guess PG-13 today is more like rated R in my day.
Yeah. In a lot of cases, X. I'm thinking of that come out on television.
It's just crazy how people gravitate to that kind of thing. They come into our show, and this is what I love. We have new fans every single week, and I'll talk to them, and they're like, "Yeah, we didn't know what to expect, but it was way better than what we thought." And that's what we want. We want them to come in thinking it's going to be some goofball, little independent promotion thing that's sitting on the side of the highway. And then when they leave, they're like, "Oh, wow." That's what I like to see, because if we can do wrestling right, then they'll believe us on the gospel as well.
I think so too. Kyle, we're going to have to go into a commercial break. Can you believe half the show is already done? So we're going to have to do that. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Good afternoon, sunshine. Your Realtor Moment is brought to you by Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams of Greenwood, helping families buy and sell with confidence right here in the Lakelands. Now, if you're thinking about selling, don't automatically start renovating. Many sellers overspend on updates buyers don't even value. So before you touch a thing, talk with your local market expert who knows exactly what buyers are looking for right now. Jenny can help you price it, prep it smart, and market it professionally across multiple platforms. For a free consultation, call Jenny Ferguson today and let your next move be your best move. Thank you so much for watching your Realtor Moment, brought to you by Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams of Greenwood, helping families buy and sell with confidence right here in the Lakelands. Have a super duper awesome blessed day.
Lowe's knows that the projects you build in spring are the ones you can't wait to share. It's why we make sure you have our best deals with My Lowe's Rewards, and that you get help from people who've
been there,
done that.
Try this.
This spring, we'll help you build something rewarding.
Hey, Stan.
What's up?
I made you something.
Oh, thank you.
And I got something for you. You grew these?
Of course.
Lowe's knows how to help you spring.
Good afternoon, sunshine. Medical Minute brought to you by Dr. Chuck with Lakeland's Chiropractic, where an ounce of prevention is worth what? A pound of cure. So what is the Beamer? Okay, now the Beamer uses very gentle pulse to electromagnetic signals. This will stimulate healthy muscles and it supports the temporary blood flow. Now let's talk Beamer and circulation support. Now the Beamer gently supports natural circulation in healthy muscles. Now that's what I call natural health. Thank you so much for watching your Medical Minute, brought to you by Dr. Chuck. You know who he's with. He's with Lakeland's Chiropractic, where an ounce of prevention is worth what? A pound of cure. I hope you have a super duper awesome rest of the afternoon. You take care. Okay, good afternoon. We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television, radio, and podcast talk show. Thank you so much for watching. Live Monday through Friday. You can find us at 2 p.m. That's on the Eastern time zone. I've got one of my friends with me right now. His name is Kyle. Kyle, it's remarkable, the ministry you guys are putting together. And now, who knows, 20 years ago, this would have been unheard of. But we're in a different time right now, because what's reaching people now, and everybody's looking for something. We all are. You're always looking for something, that's going to be clean. It's going to be fresh, and a fun thing to do, though. And you guys are reaching all the bases there. So let's talk about a typical show. What happens?
Our typical show is we do shows every other week in our main facility in Fate. That's where we train. That's where we do our house shows and our TV shows and things. So a typical show there will be, you're going to get, we film 2 episodes for Abundant TV. And so, you're going to have episode 1 that we film, it's funny, in studio, it's, not even an hour long. Of course, we put an hour long TV show out there, but, the whole show in person is only 2 hours. So, independent wrestling has a history of going 15, 20, 30 matches, and their shows go 3, 4, 5 hours. Mm-hmm. No, we don't have, one, we don't have time for that. Number 2, let's get some good wrestling. Let's get some gospel in, and let's get these kids home. So you're going to get 6 total matches, a lot of story. We are very big in storytelling. Every show leads to the next. That's just how we do it. And then between episodes, so when we get done with episode 1, one of our guys will come out and give a testimony, and then we'll do episode 2. And then at the end of that, somebody will come out, will give a gospel presentation and kind of an altar call and an opportunity for them to respond. And then after that, the wrestlers, anybody that responds, the wrestlers go out, pray with that person, whether they're accepting Christ for the first time or they got a rough patch going on. So we give a little bit of time of response, and then when that's over, we wrap it up, and the wrestlers are around the ring, and we take pictures and sign autographs and hang out with everybody. And that is what you're going to get if you step into our building of faith. We also do travel shows, so we travel as well. Those are a little bit different, but they're more fun. Those are typically 4 to 5 matches. We're going to throw a testimony in there. We're going to throw a gospel in there, but we're going to make it one crazy match, because if we're there once, we're going to give it everything. And so, yeah, we have kind of two different styles of the way we do things, but our normal shows, you get 3 matches, a testimony, 3 matches, a gospel, invitation, and that will equivalent up to 2 weeks worth of TV.
Let's talk about the travel shows. That's got to be an undertaking right there. So you have a lot of things you have to carry, make sure everybody's there on time, those kinds of things.
Yeah, the travel shows are fun, but they're becoming difficult for us right now. It's kind of funny. You led me into a pitch that you didn't know or even mean to, but our problem right now, we have a ring at our facility, and we have a ring in a travel trailer. And so that way, if we're on the road, we just take the trailer and we're not breaking things down. Well, the problem is we don't have a vehicle to pull the trailer.
Ooh.
It's a 10,000. It's a 20-foot cargo trailer. It's 10,000 pounds. It takes a decent truck. So we're in the process of working on the best fundraiser to raise some money to pull the trailer.
Okay, let's talk about the fundraiser.
Yeah, and we haven't launched anything yet. We have launched our new on our website. We do have our online merch store now, but in the coming future, we're going to do a fundraiser, raise some money, get a vehicle. Right now, we borrow vehicles that trucks that can pull our trailer. Mm-hmm. But travel shows are crazy. We go to churches, we go to church camps. This month, at the end of this month, we go to San Antonio, Texas for a big youth rally.
We love San Antonio.
Yeah, and then let's see, so that's on a Wednesday. We get back from that on Thursday. We turn around on Saturday, drive to Wichita Falls, which is also in Texas, do a show out there, and then turn around and come back and have our kids show the next night at our facility. So this month is busy for us. We're going to do a lot of traveling, and then we also do our 2 monthly shows as well. So March is busy for us. April, it's just where it starts picking up through the summer.
Would it help to have volunteers who are at the particular site you're going to for the shows?
Yeah, especially when we have travel shows. One of the big things is we try to coordinate help when we get there.
Yeah.
At least putting up the ring. So putting up the ring is not an easy task. It's heavy. It's a lot of pieces. And so the more hands we have at least helping us carry things, the better off we are. So the volunteers there at those are crucial. Because when we travel, we can only take about 10 of our guys with us. And 10 can put up a ring, but the more we have carrying the wood for us, the quicker that happens. Mm-hmm. Ring setup can go from anywhere from 30 minutes at the best to couple hours if you don't have enough help. And so on our travel shows, we love having volunteers there to help us with that. We kind of have a really good at home. We have a good set of staff. We've got people in places, and they're doing great. But we're always looking. Anybody that wants to come join, just be a part of a ministry. You don't have to necessarily like wrestling. You don't have to be a part of wrestling. You don't have to train as a wrestler. You can come in, you can help us, you can run camera, there's all kinds of stuff that's going on. And quite frankly, if there's just nothing, and you just want a good group of dudes to hang out with, come hang out with us and just kind of fill in a role wherever it's needed.
Absolutely.
And so, it's kind of, there's no real rules, people. Now, you want to learn to train, we're going to talk, we're going to have contracts, but if you just want to be a part of the ministry, our door is always open.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I was thinking about technical schools. I know in Alabama, we had a real good one, Northeast Alabama Community College. They're still one of our sponsors. And then right up here, Piedmont Tech, up here in South Carolina. But a lot of those students are looking for, they're in tech positions, whatever, or they're trading for those. Mm-hmm. Might be a good source for you to find some volunteers.
Well, here's the crazy thing. Believe this or not, and I don't know. Of course, being in Texas, I've lived in Texas my whole life. I have no clue what goes out in the rest of the world or the country. But in I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought right there in the middle of it. So we'll just move on to the next one. If it comes back, I'll bring it up. But
yeah, remind everybody. But I'm thinking about Sunday schools too, like Sunday school kids, youth groups, that kind of thing would be really good avenue there for volunteers. And let me tell you, young folks, some stuff, and this is what I found out. Okay, when I got my first job, I had like no experience as far as work experience. But you know how I got the job? Something dinged in my head. Now, this is back before internet and all this kind of great stuff we've got now. And so I thought, wait a minute, I did work. I helped in Bible school. I cleaned houses. I did that all while I was going through high school. And I mean, that was my extra income. That is experience, things you volunteer for, and use those things. So I would go ahead, young folks, call Kyle.
Well, and that's the thing. That's one thing we do a lot of, because we have the EPW kids. So some of those kids are a little older, but we also have family. We have our own kids. So kids that need community service hours come up to a show. I may put a broom in your hand, or I may put you up in the booth and have you switch your cameras. But come serve for a couple hours. Even if you end up doing nothing but getting a free wrestling show, I'll sign off on your volunteer hours just for being there and available. But that takes me back to in Texas. The thing about it is, there's something about this topic that they don't want me to talk about.
Well, we had an issue getting on the air. You remember that? And I had to log out of everything and get back in.
You said what you said, and it triggered it. And then you said the same thing, and it triggered it again. And so I started talking about it, and it's just gone. Something about Texas and volunteers, I don't even know now where it was going, but it's a really good point. I promise you that.
We'll get it on the next show.
There you go.
It'll come back. It'll go. Maybe now is not the perfect timing.
Yes. It's crazy. Anyways, whatever it is, they don't want you to know. So we'll just leave it at that.
Well, there's a lot of forces out there at this time, and sometimes that affects everything. Kyle, 1 minute left in this segment. What would you tell everybody before you go? Can you believe how fast time flies?
It always does with you. That's what I love about it. Time flies, but I always enjoy the conversation.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
So how can you stay in contact with us?
Our big thing is EphesiansProWrestling.org. We are officially, this is exciting because we're officially trademarked now. Not only Ephesians Pro Wrestling's trademark, but EPW using the initials itself is trademarked. So that's exciting because that was a lot of time to do that. But www.ephesiansprowrestling.org. On there, we have ticket sales. We have some of our wrestlers on there, but mainly we just last week launched our online store. So if you want some EPW merch, log on there and take a look through it and get a t-shirt, some hats, some a beanie, a towel, whatever your heart desires. Just jump on there, and if you want some, order it and we'll ship it to you. You can be a part of the EPW faithful, even from wherever you are now. And so, just that. And then when we start doing fundraisers, if you see it, just if it's in your heart and you're led to, just help us out, because we're just trying to, every single penny is going back into the ministry, whether it's to help buy a vehicle or give back, in a time of need.
There you go. Kyle, thank you so much for being with us today. And thank you guys so much for watching. You're the reason we do this. You can continue sending email. Makes my day. Donna@donnasedge.com. Donna@donnasedge.com. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.